everybody, I'm Merisu the Art Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out this video. And today we are drawing a very special gift for my #1 sheep, Riot Kitty. Yay! Happy birthday, Riot Kitty! I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope you like this gift. Since it's her birthday, I decided to draw her original character from her series, Dollhouse XC, Victoria. So, yeah, as you can see, I kind of came up with the concept of her sleeping at a desk, and I totally didn't like it, so I got rid of it. It got nuked from high heaven, and instead I came up with this more serene kind of environment of her just kind of laying on the floor. I was inspired by this entire piece because when I made her Christmas gift, I drew Victoria holding a bunny, and she said that Victoria's actually only seen bunnies in picture books. So that kind of gave me the idea for this composition, and like I said, I was first going to be at a desk, but it wasn't working out. So instead, I just kind of came up with this idea of her asleep on the floor. I looked at several illustrations from the artist Rosary and Rimu, and that really did help me piece it together. But hopefully I got it right, because I realized I had to get the pose just right, or else it would look like she was dead, or it looks like she got drunk and passed out. And I didn't want it to look like either one of those two. So I had to make sure I got the expression just right. So it looked like she was in a nice, sweet, cute, serene sleep, and not passed out drunk or dead. But in the end, I think I actually managed it. Background isn't really accurate to the story Dollhouse XC. Definitely sounds a lot more apocalyptic, but I figured this is kind of like a dream. You know, you fall asleep and you dream about an environment. So this is what I came up with for the concept, and I really hope you like it. And I think I did a pretty good job about it. Pose could have maybe used a little bit more work, but other than that, I am very satisfied with it. It didn't take long, but it doesn't look rushed either, and that is what I like when making gifts, because usually what happens is that they will look rushed, or they will take forever, and I will never finish on time and actually reach my deadline. I do find it funny that both of my speed paints for April were gifts to my friends, which I just find that funny. But so far, I've actually managed to do a speed paint every month so far since the beginning of the year, and I'm very satisfied with it. Well, some people would say you didn't do 2 speed paints last month. Well, yeah, but that's because I did the Wish review, which was like the time it took me to produce that video was probably time equal to about 10 speed paints when you really get down to it, with all the time that I did recording the video, editing the video, drawing the piece, and I did do a mini speed paint that month. But I'm trying to make sure that I actually get 2 full developed speed paints per month. And I don't really like to say that goal out loud too much, because I know the moment I say it, something will come up and prevent me from actually producing 2 speed paints per a month. Like a meteorite will just come down and hit my computer, and I will be out of work. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say about the drawing right now. So I think I will just talk about what are my plans going forward, because like I said, I'm trying to do 2 speed paints per a month, but I'm not sure if I will be able to keep that up. Again, meteorites from the heavens could strike me down, but also I am trying to work on Revolution Full Color, but right now it's going very slow, because what I should technically be doing is writing, not drawing. But I wouldn't draw right now because I got a lot of YouTube videos in my backlog that I want to watch. And usually what I'll do is I will watch them while I draw. I just put it in picture-in-picture mode, and I view those while I draw something, which is really funny because usually when I'm drawing, when I actually want to draw, I can't find anything to listen to, and I have to search for a while. But now I actually am finding a few things that I want to listen to, or I at least want to re-listen to. So because of that, I just kind of want to draw. But the problem is that I can't listen to a video and write. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a prickly situation because it's just like I want to draw, but I need to write. But I'm gonna get to it. I swear I'm gonna get to it. It's not like I said I would get to it at the beginning of April, and it's now at the end of the April practically, and I haven't gotten to anything. It's totally not like that, folks. Oh, it's gonna be until Christmas when I come out with chapter 2. I can already see it. And that's even if I come out with it then. Oh, this is gonna be a long developed series. But in my slightest defense, that is because the beginnings are always the most hardest for me. I remember even when I was doing Monogatari no House, which was the first series that I was going to work on. So for those who do not know, I actually have several series. One, which is the oldest, which I'm working with my brother. That one's probably not going to come out until a gazillion years later. But that would be a superhero comic book kind of story. A lot more just superhero themed, and it's a combination of both of our original ideas. And then for my own original stories, I have Monogatari no House, which then became Tales from House, and that one was going to be my first series, but it's completely being reworked because I realized I hated everything about it. It was so I always loved that series. It was my baby. It was my precious gem. And then one day I opened it up and I realized it was cringe. So I threw it away. No, I didn't throw it away. I still have the original documents. But if you're wondering why I jumped right there just for a second, it's because I accidentally pushed pause on my OBS because the pushing pause wasn't an accident, but I forgot to push play again. I always do that. But anyway, back to the Monogatari no House. I realized that it sucked, and it was just like, I like these characters, but I could really do better, so I'm just going to completely rework it. That's why I'm not working on Monogatari no House. And then the ever original series that I have is Blue Song. And that one is about an idol. And I always said that would be my second series that I work on, because I actually feel like that one actually has the potential to be really successful. Like, that is the one that's the most flawless. It's a lot more simple, slice of life kind of story. And honestly, it's probably better art-wise that I start with that instead of Revolution in Full Color. But I figured I'll use Revolution Full Color for practice, so I'm not expecting that to be perfect. I also have a couple of ever series, one mystery series, which is about two sisters who go around their town kind of solving mysteries like it's Scooby-Doo. They have a couple of friends who join them. And then it's called Fabulous Mysterious Adventures of Sisters Brandy and Champagne. And then I have one ever series, which is kind of like my take on the isekai reverse harem tropes, and it's called I Don't Want Any More Girls Allowed in My Party, and it's just something that I came up with on the fly. That series isn't really fleshed out, although I do have several documents on both the Adventures of Sisters Brandy and Champagne, and those titles are too long, I can't say them, and I Don't Want Any More Girls Allowed in My Party. I do have actually characters written out, and I have a whole story planned out, and I do have an outline for them, but for some reason with Revolution of Color, that one just resonated with me, and I'm like, okay, this is the series that I'm actually wanting to start on, so this will be the one to begin my career as a creator. And it was probably a bad one to pick, But I figure you go for the logic in Miracle and 31st Street. That is my logic. You aim higher than what you want, so that way you actually end up hitting your target. So that is kind of what I'm doing with Revolution Full Color. Yes, it is very ambitious. It is very probably not the thing to start with at all, but I figure, hey, if I actually practice on something that's actually too hard for me, I actually will feel more confident about doing the more simpler stories, like with Blue Song. And in the case of Tales of Hollis, like I said, I want to completely rework that plot. But right now, the only one I'm working on is Revolution Full Color, and I do think the story in Revolution Full Color is good. I just think it might be a little bit hard to draw because there's some times where it's just like, well, I have no idea. Like, there's some things it's like, you think about it and it's like, well, I can get it, but then I'm like, oh wait, I actually have no idea what that would look like. So it's like, it becomes a little bit harder when you're actually getting down to it, and it actually makes you appreciate all the work and effort that people put when creating their original worlds. Anyway, back to the drawing. I haven't really talked about it at all. But like I said, I actually really am happy with how it turned out. The background definitely is a lot more naturey, but like I said, it's kind of like a dream. And I thought of just the idea of picture books being spread all around, and some of them being opened with pictures of bunny rabbits. I was going to have the one on top of her being open, but then I realized, yeah, I mean, it is open, but you can't see what's inside of it, so I realized I had to put a few picture books around her, so that way you would be able to tell what she's looking at. Just a bunch of picture books with bunnies, because bunnies are cute. Anyway, I then added some flower petals to kind of just make the little bit more, give it a little bit more something extra, blurred them out a little bit so that way they would distract. And then after that, I just pretty much just put a whole bunch of different filters. I don't really like saying that because it makes it sound like it's becoming something else, like I completely transformed it. But no, I just put a few texture filters over it and a few photography filters over it, so that way it could give a lot more, even more dreamier. One thing that definitely helps when you're making a line art is what I do is I actually, I won't do this all the time, but when I want something to definitely get a more smoother look, what I do is I copy the line art. Well, first I color it. Before, when I used to color line art, I actually would clip a new layer over it and just color over it, but now I actually have been going in and selecting the individual lines and coloring them manually with the selection tool, and that actually is it's a little bit more harder, but it actually is a little bit more nicer because it keeps my workplace a little bit more clear because less layers to deal with. But anyway, once you color your line art, you then copy it, and then you put the copy layer underneath, and then you blur it a little bit, and that makes everything look a lot more smoother. And then after that, I put several filters over it to get a little bit more hazier, kind of dreamy atmosphere. Worked on the shadows a little bit. I forgot the lace at the bottom of the top, but I did remember it in the end. So you don't see it here, but I did actually remember to put it in the end of the drawing. Which is kind of funny because it's like, oh, I'll just save that for last. I won't forget about it. Anytime I say, oh, I'll just save it for last, I won't worry about it till then. Relax, I won't forget about it. I always forget about it. So, yeah. I really shouldn't do that. Or if I do, I should put like a checklist at my drawing, like on the side of it, like by my references. Okay, this is what you need to do. So that way you don't forget anything. Anyway, that is the drawing. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, right, Kitty? And I hope you have a lovely birthday. Thank you so much for being such a loyal subscriber and watcher, and enjoyed the petal effect that I put in because I thought it would be something a little bit fun for the drawing. Anyway, I will be back with another speed paint, hopefully real soon. I got a couple of things in mind that I want to draw, but until then, bye! Of course, I also have to work on Revolution with color. That's the most important thing. Hello everybody, I'm Merisu the Art Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out today's video. And today, we are drawing... I got something stuck in my throat!